So we have completed couple of days in this week and the last week. So I hope you have developed some concepts now, okay? Based on that, if I ask you a few questions, for example, tell me, is the statement true or false? All diploblastic organisms, they have radial symmetry. Come on, tell me. All diploblastic organisms can have radial symmetry. True, very good, very good. Another question, another statement. All diploblastic organisms, they are coelomates. They have a true coelom. All diploblastic organisms can have a true coelom. Right, perfect. True. False? Okay. In the wake of true, yes, beta, they don't have a true coelom, they are acoelomates. Okay. A true coelom is found from Annelida onwards. Am I right? Is the statement right? A true coelom is found from Annelida onwards. Is it right? Yes. Put first lecture. Better the first two lectures were not recorded. They were not saved in the file. So first 2 days lecture, from the third day onwards, the lectures are there. Another statement, please find out the statement. In fact, please answer this question. And the question is, which is the first phylum to have a true coelom? The first phylum to have a true coelom. Just now I told you. Annelida, very good. Which is the first phylum to have a circulatory system? To have a circulatory system wherein blood vessels, hearts is there. First phylum to have a circulatory system. Come on, tell me. Yes, I'll teach you all these things again, don't worry. But then not in that way, like one full class, I'm making your concepts. It cannot be, because there we have to complete the syllabus. Okay. And what helminths you are saying, helminths. Do they have a circulatory system, helminths? Do flatworms have a circulatory system? No, better. Here the answer is Annelida. Annelida is the first phylum to have a well-developed circulatory system. Annelida is the first phylum to have a well-developed circulatory system. Okay. Please understand that the circulatory system in case of non-chordates is open type, except few examples. And the circulatory system in the chordates is closed type. Now, how these two are different? Let me explain you how these two are different. Closed and open circulatory system. Okay. So today's class, please understand what is an open circulatory system, and what is a closed circulatory system. An open circulatory system is there when the blood is not flowing in a closed loop, where the blood is not moving in the closed network of loops. It is this type of thing is not there, okay? And in case of a closed circulatory system, the blood is flowing in the closed loops. And these loops are formed by specific blood vessels, okay? So these are the different blood vessels, different type of blood vessels. And there is a pumping station here, and the pumping station is called the heart. So even heart is there, and there is a loop of blood vessels. Blood, not even a single drop of blood comes out. However, some substances can come out, no doubt. But as such, nothing will come out. The blood will not come out, okay? Now, in this open circulatory system, what type of system do you find? Right, actually, this is not there. In fact, this is there. In place of this, in the open circulatory system, up to here, all are present. So they may have a heart. Not necessarily, they may have a heart, they may not have a heart. But as such, the blood is, after this, the blood is coming into the body cavity, the sinus, the body cavity, and the blood-filled body cavity is known as the sinus. The blood-filled body cavity is called the sinus, okay? I repeat, the blood-filled body cavity is called sinus. Sinus is the blood-filled body cavity. And from here, it is going back to the heart. From here, it is then pumped by the heart and then come in the blood vessels. So it is not that they don't have a blood vessel, they have a blood vessel, they may have a heart, but as such, there is no closed loop into which the blood is flowing. Now, this is a very sluggish and a slow system, and this is a very rapid system. It's a very rapidly moving system. And one more difference we can make out that it can be precisely controlled. It can be precisely controlled. What does this mean? What does this mean? Let me explain you. And sorry, it cannot be controlled. It can't be controlled, but it can be precisely controlled. It can be precisely controlled, precisely controlled. What does this mean? Let me explain you, beta. See, suppose the body wants to send some blood to certain part where recently some injury has happened, or someone has attacked something, some toxin has come and the blood, blood wants to go there more to just make the healing faster. Or sometimes the body wants to cool the body, right? The temperature is higher. In that case, how the body can cool? The body can move more blood in the periphery so that now the heat can be lost out of the body. Just like you have a tea and you want to cool it faster, how you can cool the tea faster? Take a saucer and pour the tea into the saucer, because the area of exchange increases and the tea become cool faster. Same way, the body can send the blood more towards the periphery as they are in the core, more towards the periphery, and this is how it cools faster. So wherever it wants to send more blood, it can send more blood. More blood can be sent for healing purposes, right? Some injury, usually the injured areas, they become red. The reason they become red, because the body wants to send more blood for healing. This is the purpose, these areas become red. Another thing is the body can make some arrangement, like for example, thermoregulation. If the body wants to lose the heat, it can lose the heat by peripheral vasodilation, which means that peripheral blood vessel, they become wider. So in the core, less blood is there. In the periphery, more blood is there. So this type of precise control is possible in case of a closed circulatory system. That means it is more advanced. A closed circulatory system is a more advanced system. Am I right? Is the point clear? Did you understand that how we can cool the body? When we want to cool the body, we can cool the body by peripheral vasodilation. And when we want to conserve the heat, what can be done? We can take the blood away from the periphery. Periphery, you understand? The surface is called periphery. Periphery, the surface. So in that case, when the body wants to conserve the heat, the blood can be taken from there and then more collected in the core. Inside core means deep inside. So thermoregulation can be done in a very precise way. Did you understand that? Which chapter in NCERT? Why do you want to relate it to any chapter, beta? I don't know why you want to relate anything to a chapter. If I am taking this lecture, that means it is required. It is required for the NEET UG. So why you want to disturb your learning? Better you concentrate your learning rather than whenever I want you to see a chapter, you can see the chapter now. Right now, concentrate. If everything can be easily said in the NCERT chapter, then what will be the requirement of systems like ours? Please tell me, first you answer this question. Did you understand this? When I said that the body can control, precisely control, understood now? How we can cool the body, how suppose why the areas become red, there is a purpose that wherever we get hurt, those areas become red, okay? And if you have ever gone to any cold place, you will find that your lips and fingers, they turn yellow, bluish. They turn bluish, okay? If ever you have gone to a cold place, because what is the body immediately knows that the heat is very, very important, and peripheral vasoconstriction occurs and more blood now concentrated inside. So better, this is a closed circulatory system. This is the advantage of the closed circulatory system. Are you guys with me? Understood? Once again, I first asked you in which phylum a circulatory system is present for the first time, and I got the answer Annelida. Some people said helminth, all wrong. A well-defined circulatory system, very, very good, is present from Annelida. Okay. After that, I try to explain a little bit about the circulatory system. Now, I did not go into the name as circulatory system, the body fluid, the blood is circulated throughout the body, all over the body. These basics you all know. The type of answers which I'm getting from you, I can understand that this much of understanding you people have. But there is a major doubt that what is an open circulatory system, what is a closed circulatory system. An open circulatory system is that the blood is not flowing into closed loops, a closed network of loops. And in case of a closed circulatory system, you can see that the blood is always inside some blood vessels. It is always in a closed loop. You understand this point? Okay. So it starts from somewhere and then come back to that point. A closed network. And how this is maintained? This is maintained by number one, heart, which is a pumping station, and blood vessels. Different type of blood vessels are there. That's a different issue. So far you understand? The advantage of a closed system is number one, it is more rapid. Number one, it is more rapid. And open circulatory system is slow, sluggish. And second advantage is we can control, the body can control precisely where more blood is sent. Advantage of why to send more blood to a certain place. Better remember that blood means healing. Now you want healing, more blood is required. For example, in the oral cavity, sometimes the tongue gets bitten by the teeth. Ever it happened? The tongue gets bitten by the teeth. Or sometimes, some cheek part got bitten by the teeth. Right. Now, in the buccal cavity, have you ever noticed that any injury happened in the buccal cavity, it healed so fast? Any injury happened on the face, maybe a small cut or something, it healed very fast. God forbid, no injury should happen on the scalp, but any injury happened on the scalp, it healed very fast. The same injury on any other part of the body took more time, almost double. Now the answer to this is the blood circulation. Buccal cavity, lot of blood circulation is there in the buccal cavity. On the face and scalp, the blood circulation in the face and scalp is more than other body parts. So more the blood, more healing, faster healing. And the closed circulatory system bodies, they can do that. And this is the reason why we got hurt, those areas become red. Whenever something, for example, something fall in the eyes, it is an injury, it becomes red. Have you ever noticed why that color red? Anything from outside is red? No, nothing outside. The thing that went outside from outside is not red. Then why the eyes become red? Is there any blood flowing out from the eyes? Also, no, we have not seen. The blood is not coming out. The eyes become red because the blood vessels of the sclera, they become dilated. Can they be dilated? Yes, they can be dilated. Dilated means their diameter increase. Diameter increase means now more blood is flowing. And when more blood, that area become reddish, which can be very easily seen in the sclera because the sclera is white than any other part of the skin. We have noticed that. Understood? Circulation is least, but a backside mein. On the back, circulation is very, very less. On the legs, skin of the legs, circulation is less. Okay, skin of the leg, less circulation, and face and scalp. Okay, let me come back to the point. What I was discussing, tell me, I just got, what I was telling you. Yeah, the eyes become red because more blood is started. So why more blood is flowing in the, why the peripheral vasodilation happened in the eyes? And the answer to this is because it is the response of the body against any harmful stimulus. Any harmful stimulus, this is the first response of the body, that there is vasodilation, more blood is flowing, okay, so that the healing takes place. This precise control, this is done. And moreover, wherever there is a vasodilation, somewhere will be the vasoconstriction, because the total blood volume does not change. The total blood volume is same only. Vasodilation does not mean that now more blood is synthesized. No, the same blood, only the pooling of the blood, pooling from some other place, it has come to some other place. We have seen that when we take a heavy food, we fall sleepy, because now the blood is concentrated more in the gut. Okay, and more the heavy food, more difficult for the body to digest it, and more the blood is required in the gut. And this is the reason from other parts of the body, the blood is little withdrawn and more collected in the gut. Not on the skin of the stomach, no, they're not there, but in the internal organs, so that more healing takes place, so that more absorption takes place. And when from the brain, even fraction of blood flow slows, then we feel sleepy, the alertness is reduced. It is a natural tendency of the body. Have you understood what is healing? What is healing? But healing, though I don't have healing, wound healing. But this much, though, you have to see yourself, because I'm not able to explain each and every word. I am not able to translate each and every word into Telugu. I can, but then how much I can, and if I do that, I cannot be able to make you understand. Okay, I cannot be able to continue my class. For 1 or 2 words in a class, it is okay. You guys understood healing. So someone has translated already. Someone has recovery, okay. Any other word for healing? Taggipovodam. Taggipovodam, someone has said. Well, okay, so you can use Google Translator. And see, this you have to work hard, because if a language is a problem, I do understand it is not your fault. But then it is not the question that our fault or not. We have to work hard. What is healing?
వైద్యం అంటే ఏమిటి? వైద్యం అంటే ఏమిటి? వైద్యం.
Vaidyam. They are saying Vaidyam. But the wound healing, you understand, many people understood. And if there is really a problem, either you are taking just fun, or if you are serious, then you have to really work hard, because the problem is I don't know Telugu. right? And if I speak in Telugu, then at least some or the other day, you have to understand English. There is no medical college in India which can continue, which can give you a medical degree in state language, Hindi or Telugu or Tamil. All medical colleges in India and nearby places also, they are using English. So some or the other place, because English books will be there, and this we have to manage. And let me tell you, I have seen many students. We used to think that those who come to the medical college, they are all very high-fi in English. They have got a very good language command and all. Let me tell you, honestly, I'm saying hardly 10% of them, 10 maximum, hardly 10% of them had a command over English. I think not even 10% in my class. Okay, we can say some can speak, the other, I'm taking 10 out of 100. In these 10, 4, 5 can speak well. Other, if I include the girls, so 10, 15%, not more than that. They have a command over English. Another 10, 15% are there, they can understand English. Remaining all, which is around 60%, 70%, they are literally struggling with the language, but in a month or two, or see, they use dictionaries. Now you have got Google Translator. That was not the time of mobile phone. No such devices we used to have. We have got only dictionaries. And with the help of dictionaries, it is not that many words are required in a language. Hardly 40, 50 words are there. Okay. And then those words help us to understand even more by relating, So it is, so I cannot translate. I can write on the board, you can just see the dictionaries. I hope you understand. Now, where you find the closed circulatory system? Very easy. All the chordates, they have a closed circulatory system. All the chordates have a closed circulatory system, and all the non-chordates, they have the open circulatory system. But wait. There is an exception, because there is nothing in biology without exceptions. There is an exception here, and the exception. Exceptions. Number one, in Annelida, most of the Annelida, they have a closed circulatory system. Any other example do you know? Let me just check you. It is difficult. Urochordata, but NCERT does not mention that. Mollusca, very good. Khyati, beta, mollusca, you are right, absolutely right, but not absolutely, but you are right. Okay, yes. Not complete mollusca, but only a part of mollusca. We call them cephalopods, okay? So cephalopods, cephalopod mollusca, they are a type of mollusca, cephalopods. Cephalo means head, poda means stomach, okay? So cephalopods, sorry, poda means legs, what I'm doing, head on the legs, okay? These are the guys who have got head on the legs. They are the guys who have got, you understand now, try to identify who are them. Come on, try to identify. This cartoon will help you to understand who are the cephalopods. Come on. This cartoon will help you to understand. Their head is on their legs. Cephalo means head, poda means legs. Head on their legs. Identify, who is this guy? Funny, I know it is funny. Octopus, very good. It is octopus. Someone is writing fungi. Fungi, beta, that is a different class. Yes, this is octopus. Beta, in these two examples, These two are exceptions. They have a closed circulatory system. Remaining all non-chordates have an open circulatory system. And now you are absolutely right. In Urochordata, there is an open circulatory system. But NCERT has not mentioned that. And questions like, for example, in those questions, the problem occurs. For example, if a statement is given that all chordates have a closed circulatory system, then student put it wrong. But according to the textbook, according to the NEET UG syllabus, it is considered to be correct, because as this is mentioned in the NCERT, that all chordates have a closed circulatory system. So the teacher will say, I have taken the line from the NCERT, how can you say it is wrong? So therefore, there are many of them are there where in animal kingdom, some exceptions are there. These exceptions, cephalopoda and Annelida, these are mentioned in the NCERT. C for cephalopoda, C for closed. C for cephalopoda, C for closed. Okay. What is chordates? Okay, Urochordata open, you are right. But what I am saying to you, please understand, if a state arthropoda open beta, arthropoda open Sophia. Arthropoda is a non-chordate. Non-chordates generally have open circulatory system. Okay, earthworm has a closed circulatory system. Very good. Earthworm is Annelida. Is coelomic fluid present in the pseudocoelom, sir? Yes, body does not have any air-filled cavity. All these cavities are fluid-filled. What about the echinodermata? Echinodermata open circulatory system. Echinodermata. Ringworm and leech has closed. Now, leech. Check in leech. I think leech is an exception in Annelida where open circulatory system is there. Please confirm in the leech what you can do. Leech, you can just write down leech and then write down circulatory system. Because I remember leech is an exception in Annelida. It has got an open circulatory system. Please confirm it. So after confirming, you can tell me, okay, it is confirmed, and then I will say to others. Because my memory says, I know about Urochordata, it is an exception, but when we taught like that, students put the answer wrong. Therefore, we generalize the statement that all the chordates, whenever we say all, that means most of them. For example, when we say, like, if a statement comes, what type of circulatory system is present in mollusca? What will you write? Open. Because most of them have open only. Only in the cephalopoda, there is a closed. So otherwise, they have open. In the same way, most of the Annelida have closed circulatory system, right? Therefore, we will say closed. Then we will not say open or closed, because, okay, some have open, as I just told you. Let me confirm that, yeah, leech has open, correct? Yeah. Yeah, someone also has written leech are open. Yes, Swati. Good, good, very good. Leech is an exception, I remember. Understood, guys? So, yes, other, you have written other, Annelida, it has got a closed. But Nereis, I think you have written Nereis, or some worm you have written. Open circulatory system, leech goggle, okay? Gautam, yes, leech has got an open circulatory system. Good, good. Leech is an exception, okay? Some leech also have open circulatory system. Generally, the Hirudinaria has open circulatory system, you can take it. But then Annelida is considered to be closed because most of the annelids have closed circulatory system. In the same way, when we say chordates, okay, only one class has got open, otherwise all the chordates have closed. I don't want to disturb you. Otherwise, right now I can say except one. And when you have to really write for the MCQs, then your answer will get wrong for NEET, right? So I'm just telling you, because you are not here to become a zoologist. You are here to become able to clear the NEET UG and to come in the top merit, so that you will be given the medical college of your choice. That's it. Very clearly, that is our aim. Okay. Question. Which blood vessel or which component of circulatory system is absent in open type of circulation or open type of circulatory system? Which part? Heart, arteries, capillaries, all of these. Again, actually the question is, what is absent in an open circulatory system? Which of the following is absent? I'll make the question very simple. Which of the following is absent? Such a long thing, the meaning of such a long line can be given as just which of the following is absent in open circulatory system. Come on, this question. Now the language become easy. Come on, answer. Option number 4. Heart, artery, capillaries. Answer is 3. Option number 3. Good. I just want to see all out of 10 people, one is saying 4, rest all 10 are saying 3, and now many are saying 3. I think then few 4 came, many are saying 3. Very good. Correct answer is 3, beta. Very good. Correct answer is 3. Capillaries are absent in open circulatory system. Actually, capillaries are the connecting link between arteries and veins. Capillaries are the connecting link between arteries and veins. How the arrangement is like, an artery arises from the heart, it carries blood away from the heart. An artery is a blood vessel that carries blood away from the heart, okay? And it branches into small arteries, then arterioles, okay? In the same way, vein is the blood vessel that carries blood back to the heart. Vein is the blood vessel that carries blood back to the heart. So if I make my heart like this, if the heart is represented here, this is the heart, okay? Then you can see here, blood is pumped into arteries, and then blood is brought to the heart into the veins. So these are the veins and these are the arteries. And the connecting link between them are the capillaries. So capillaries form the connecting link between arteries and veins. Capillaries form the connecting link between arteries and veins. These are the capillaries, okay? A capillary network has been shown here. This is a capillary network, capillaries, and capillaries are leaky. So any fluid, any nutrient comes out, any fluid comes out. For example, oxygen can come out. For example, nutrients can come out only from the capillaries. And whatever comes out also returns back into the capillaries. Whatever comes out also returns back into the capillaries. So it comes out, it returns back. Very small amount is left in the tissues. Otherwise, whatever comes out, return back to the capillaries. Plus, then waste materials are waste. Waste material are also carried back to the capillaries. Waste materials are also carried back to the capillaries. Why I'm saying whatever comes out, I'm saying that because oxygen, nutrient, they don't come as such one, but they will come in a fluid. So a fluid is actually coming out. And here you have a lot of cells. So I'm not saying that they come out in the same way they will go. No, I'm saying that suppose oxygen is utilized by the cell and the cell release out carbon dioxide. Okay. For example, the nutrients glucose is used by the cell and the cell release out, suppose, any waste matter, Amino acids are used by the cell and they release out ammonia, right? In the same way, so whatever the waste is collected, that enters. So the same volume, if, let us say in 1 minute, 10 ml is coming out, in 1 minute, around 9 ml will go back into the capillaries only. Only very few part, some part of that will be there left in the tissues, and the tissues make an alternate arrangement to send it back to the circulatory system, because after all, they are the fluid, they are the material of the circulatory system, and it has to return back to the circulatory system. So the tissues make an alternate arrangement, an additional arrangement to send those substances back to the circulatory system. Hope you understand what I have said just now, that fluid comes out and oxygen comes out. But don't think that the blood is coming out. The blood is not coming out. Not even a single drop of the blood leaks out of the circulatory system. In a closed circulatory system, not even a single drop of the blood can be leaked out. Injury happens, that is a different thing. Inside the body, even if a small place, any injury happens, the blood has internal material, immediately it goes and plugs that. So I have heard that nowadays, those type of tires are there. So if you just pump a material into the tires, so if ever there is a puncture, that material immediately goes there and the material makes, or makes a plug there and will not let the puncture happens. Yes, Abu, very good. And will not let the puncture happens. So these type of things are there. You can just pump it inside when you are, actually you have to pump air into your tires, vehicle tires. Along with the air, if you pump that material inside, if ever there is a puncture, if ever there is a small rundram, it will go and fills there and plug it. When the body evolved with that system. Whenever there is a small, puncture, because the body is such a big body, we have several kilometers of the blood vessels inside the body. Somewhere, little injuries do happen. So whenever it ruptures, it knows how to heal it. And yes, someone said, Abu, there is a guy called Abu, he said that platelets, yes, platelets go there and immediately form a plug. If it is a bigger injury, then a clot is formed there. Otherwise, very small rundram, a platelet plug is formed. So the body knows how to keep the blood inside. Okay, if it is a bigger wound, external blood is coming out, then also it will immediately form a plug by the platelet, and then it will form a clot. So two-step, the system takes place. First, a plug is formed by the platelets. After that, a clot is formed. I hope you understand. So details of how the blood clot some other day we will do. Right now, please understand that not even a single drop of the blood is leaked out. So when I say fluid comes out, do not think that the blood is coming out. Filtered fluid, filtered water containing oxygen, containing nutrients is coming out, and the fluid containing waste matter, carbon dioxide, is then returned back to the capillaries. So please understand that these capillaries are leaky. What I am saying, these capillaries are leaky. So please understand, these capillaries are the only part of the circulatory system which is leaky. The only part of circulatory system which is leaky. Leakage can occur. From other part, nothing will happen. So I'll show the arrows here. Substances are coming out and substances are going back. We'll talk about that alternate arrangement some other time. Capillaries, they are leaky. These are known as arteries. They are thick-walled, thick walls, narrow lumen. Thick walls, narrow lumen. Veins have thin walls, but wider lumen. Thin walls, but wider lumen. Sometimes the blood has to return back against gravity, and therefore the blood flow is very low pressure. Blood pressure is very low. Blood pressure is very low. Here, if you notice, the blood pressure is very high. Blood pressure as compared to the vein is very high. Do not think that it is a it is a disease called high blood pressure. No, I'm comparing the blood pressure of arteries and veins, and that I'm saying to you. High blood pressure disease is a different thing. Blood flows at the low pressure, and therefore the blood cannot return back. They have an arrangement, and what that arrangement is? What is the arrangement to prevent the returning of the blood? They have an arrangement, and that arrangement is, what are these? Come on, what I am drawing? What are these? They have an arrangement. Veins have this arrangement. And what are these? Come on. Valves. Very good. These are called valves. I should call them internal valves. These are internal valves. Okay. But these are internal. Veins have internal valves. Veins have internal valves. Heart is a pumping station. Heart also has internal valves. Heart is multi-chambered. Heart is multi-chambered. Invertebrates, minimum 2 chambers are there in the fish heart or Piscean heart. Now, capillaries are the blood vessels which are present along with the blood vessels and heart in a closed circulatory system, whereas in the open circulatory system, they have the artery, which is the vessel which carries blood away from the heart, and the vein which bring the blood back to the heart, but their connection is not there, but their connectivity is not there. Okay, I hope you understand. So this is about the open and the closed circulatory system, and this is the answer to this capillaries. And because of the capillaries, the closed network is there, and the difference between the open and closed circulatory system, how they are, which is better, which is evolutionary wise more advanced. That diagram, that cartoon I have shown, when I write here cephalopod mollusca, a type of mollusca where the head is on the leg, cephalopoda, and therefore I have just shown so that your mind can imagine that that guy has a closed circulatory system. Otherwise, general mollusca, they have open circulatory system. Okay, yes, Urochordata have an open circulatory system, but as per the NCERT, I am telling you so that your answer will not become wrong. My dear children, this is all. Now, if I just ask you, तो बहुत सारे हैं यार. We have only 3 of them. And no one has ever. Incomplete digestive system is present in number 1, sponges, number 2, cnidaria, number 3, I'll write digestive system or digestive system. Number 3, platyhelminths, and number 4 is aschelminths. Come on, answer. Incomplete digestive system, hint I am giving you, digestive system is present in sponges, cnidaria, platyhelminths, and aschelminths. Okay, come on, tell me. Option number, you are saying 3. 3 means platyhelminths. Okay, why not sponges? Why not cnidaria? Yes, you are right. Sponges and cnidaria, they are not, because they don't have a digestive system at all. There is no digestive system, at all. So what is the question of open and close? There is no question of open and close. They have a digestive system. They have got an incomplete digestive system. They have got an incomplete digestive system, and they have a complete digestive system. A complete digestive system means that there are 2 openings. One is mouth, one is anus, and an incomplete digestive system is such that the digestive system has only one opening, that is for the ingestion and that is for the egestion. Both ingestion and egestion are occurring. Platyhelminths, they have an incomplete digestive system. Okay. I hope this has been understood. Segmentation. Segmentation, also known as or metamerism. Segmentation or metamerism, both are same things. Now, some bodies are designed in such a way that they evolve in the form of these units, right? The body is made up of units. Embryologically, they don't form as such that first this much part is formed, then this. No, not like that. All these are formed as units. These units are known as metameres. They give an appearance that actually they were once upon a time independently living organisms. Many millions of years ago, they were independently living organisms. And then they, because they were independent living, they have to do everything by themselves. When they come together, then they find that they have some advancement. So when 2 of them are started living together, they have some advancements. When more of them start living together, they have more advancement. So first they form a colony. Where their independence was still there. Still their independence was there. They form colonies. So we can say that there is a colony of them. First they form group, then they form colony. In a colony, they can exist independently, but when they are together, then because some of the functions are done by some of the organism, there is a division of labor. There is a division of labor, therefore, but then in a colony, all these are independent animals. But after long evolution from a colony, we find that this complete has a single organism. This became a single organism. Most of the higher organisms have evolved in this way. Most of the higher animals, I should say, they have evolved in this way. That means earlier, many millions of years back, they were small, independent animals. They were living in sea, water. They were independent animals. And what happened that when they start living together, then they have some advancements. And therefore, when for millions of years they were living together, then they started sharing the work. And in some of the evolutions, they became a colony. They became a colony, and after their colony formation, now today we find them as a complete single organism, a single animal. I should say, because we are doing about the animal, single animal. But in the embryo, there is an indication of these small units. So there is a serial repetition of units. There is a serial repetition of units. This is known as segmentation or metamerism. These are called metameres. If you see a tapeworm, if you see the body of a tapeworm, in a tapeworm, you can see these segments, lines are shown. In a tapeworm, you can see them as having these lines. But when you see them inside, we find that this is all false. Inside, they don't have independent units. Inside, they were all same one, only these are the lines outside, as if I do not have 8 packs, 6 packs. I make some lines over my skin and I just show that I am having 6 packs. But actually, I don't have 6 packs. In the same way, they are just the external lines. They are actually not the segments. Tapeworm. This is false segmentation. It is not a metameric segmentation. But in an annelida, true segmentation can be seen. True segmentation. But in an annelida, true segmentation can be seen. In fact, the first phylum to have metameric segmentation is annelida only. So a true segmentation is found in annelida. More examples of true segmentation: annelida, arthropoda, and chordata. Annelida, arthropoda, and chordata, they have true segmentation or metameric segmentation. So this is annelida, arthropoda, chordata. These 3 phylum, they have true segmentation. I have remembered them as AAC. I always say AAC have true segmentation or metameric segmentation. Now, this feature also helps us to identify the animals. Particularly, they help us to answer the questions, answer our NEET UG questions. Okay. Now, it is my first call to you. I'll be reading some of your comments, some of your questions. I'll be answering those, and then I'll be going towards some more questions which I'll be asking from you. Now, I'm answering your questions. After that, I'll be asking you more questions. So, just I'm coming to you. Spirogyra. What is Spirogyra? Spirogyra. We are only saying about the animals, na? Is earthworm a false? No, beta, earthworm to ene lida. Scary. But then most of you have written the correct answer. Maximum comments are the answers. Fine. Capillaries are absent. Very good. Okay. Now I'll go to the last. If you have any concern, you can ask me. Can a person live without gallbladder? Yes, I don't have a gallbladder. I don't have a gallbladder. I am living. A person can live absolutely nicely without a gallbladder. Humans also segmented 100%. Humans are also segmented. And now what do you see those six packs? The muscles, they are also segmentally arranged. However, on the skin, we don't look like that there are segments inside, but some representation of the segments can be given. For example, we have got vertebrae. The vertebrae are representing independent segments. Use of gallbladder. Gallbladder is only for storage of the bile. It can store the bile, and very little concentration can be given. It adds H plus ions to the bile. It adds H plus ions to the bile, so it makes the bile little more acidic. When the bile comes from the liver, it makes the bile little more acidic. Without pancreas, without pancreas, a human cannot survive, beta. Pancreas produce so many enzymes which are extremely important for our survival. Pancreas produce two important hormones which are required for the glucose homeostasis. So without pancreas, no one can survive. Then where the bile is stored it does not store, then there is a direct connection of the bile duct with the duodenum. Then the doctors make a direct correction of the bile duct. So what happens that from the, rather than to the gallbladder for storage, it directly comes into the duodenum. Synthesis of important clotting factors. Most prothrombin is a clotting factor which is synthesized with the help of vitamin K. Whatever are these topics, there will be tests on these. Who discovered segmentation? I don't know, beta. That I don't know who discovered body segmentation, but many scientists have given inputs here. And what is the latest theory says that all these segmented animals were once upon a time independent animals, but when they come together, then they form a complete body, and they have more adaptability. They become more fit in the system. They become more fit in the environment. Dear children, you have done all the points of the basis of classification. I'll be taking you to the summary of all that. I'll be giving you the summary of Some points before this chapter in the NCERT first year book, the first chapter that the zoology will be starting. Expected questions are 3 and 4. In the NEET UG, we are expecting 3 and 4 questions. So at max 16 out of 720. So we'll not be doing the research on that. These are the major phyla from Porifera and up to the Chordata. The sequence: Porifera, sponges, Coelenterata, jellyfish, comb jellies, platyhelminths, nemathelminths, Annelida, Arthropoda, mollusca, soft-bodied shelled animals, Echinodermata, spiny-skinned animals, hemichordates or half-chordates, chordates, animal with notochord in their embryos. These are the basis of classification of animals: level of organism, a level of organization, symmetry, diploblastic or triploblastic, coelom also we have done, then segmentation and notochord. Do you remember that all these 6 we have done? Do you remember that? Okay, good. In the level of organization, cellular level, tissue level, organ system level. Okay, these examples, cellular, sponges, tissue level, Coelenterata and Ctenophora. Then Coelenterata, Cnidaria, both are same. Organ level, platyhelminths, organ system level. Now Nematoda to Chordata, all are having organ system level of organization. Symmetry, sponges are asymmetric. Then Coelenterata, Ctenophora, and adult Echinodermata, they have radial symmetry. Adult Echinodermata, bilateral symmetry, platyhelminths to Chordata, all have bilateral symmetry. This is the symmetry, asymmetric, radially symmetrical. This is bilateral symmetry. Primary symmetry is the symmetry of the embryo. Secondary symmetry is the symmetry in the adults. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. Diploblastic having 2 germ layers and triploblastic having 3 germ layers. 2 germ layers are in Coelenterata and Ctenophora, and 3 germ layers are from platyhelminths to Chordata. Now this picture, do you remember this picture? This is ectoderm, this is endoderm, and in between there is mesoglia. Okay, a jelly-like material. Here you have ectoderm, endoderm, and there is a proper mesoderm in between. Acoelomata are like this. Acoelomata, there is no body cavity inside. There is some parenchyma. The cells are there, mesodermal cells are there, but there is no body cavity there. Now coming to here, pseudocoelom. Pseudocoelom have got pouches made up of mesoderm. They have pouches, okay? There is a marker going. I capped my marker. Yeah. Okay, so pseudocoelom, it's a false body cavity. Their pouches of mesoderm are there. Pouches of mesoderm are there. Now you see, this is a true body cavity which is bounded by mesoderm. You can clearly see that it is bounded by mesoderm. So far you are with me? And then you can understand who got what. So this is Acoelomata, platyhelminths are acoelomate. And of course, before that also acoelomates are there. But even platyhelminths with a triploblastic nature, but still it does not have a coelom. Pseudocoelomate, only one phylum, Asphelminths, and true coelomates, Annelida, Arthropoda, and chordata, they are having a true coelom. A clear picture. This is a pseudocoelom. In the previous picture, it was wrongly labeled. Therefore, I corrected it with the marker. Segmentation. In some animals, the body is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of at least some organs. Serial repetition of at least some organs. For example, in earthworm, the body shows this pattern called metameric segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. Segmentation is shown by Annelida, Arthropoda, and Chordata. AAC, by that AAC you can remember Annelida, Arthropoda, Chordata. Notochord. The notochord is a flexible rod made out of material similar to cartilage. Notochord is a rod-like structure derived from mesoderm present on the dorsal side of the body during embryonic development in some animals. Non-chordates. Hello.
Good evening, sir. నేను ఈ భాగం మీ పిక్చర్ నుంచి కాల్ చేస్తున్నాను.
Please speak in English, please.
Okay, sir. Calling from ఈ భాగం, sir.
Okay. I'll just return back to you. I thought that some student is there. I told you, that if I'm not looking at your comments, then you can call me. Sometimes these type of calls also, I'm calling from Hivaga. Okay. Where I was? Yeah, so non-chordates are animals without a notochord. And who are the non-chordates? Porifera to hemichordata. They are considered to be non-chordata. They are not the chordates. And the chordates are the animals with a notochord. For example, phylum chordata. Phylum chordata, as the name indicates, it has got a notochord. And this is a picture of a notochord. Yesterday, I have shown this picture. This is a supportive picture. This is a nerve cord, and this is a notochord. Yesterday, I have shown this picture. I have also shown you this picture, okay? Did I show you this picture yesterday? Tell me. I have shown this. Very good, beta. Then next one is fate of blastopore. Now, what is a blastopore? Blastopore is the first opening in the embryo. Blastopore, just remember, blastopore is the first opening in the embryo. The embryo is like, in the beginning, the embryo is like a solid ball. It's a solid ball, embryo. You know what is embryo? Don't ask me what is embryo, okay? Now, in the beginning, it is a solid ball. Then it becomes a ball with a cavity. There is a cavity develops. Then after some arrangements, it becomes a little bit more advanced, and it shows that there is an opening there, okay? There is first of all, the first opening develops. This first opening is known as blastopore, B-pore, blastopore. Okay, in some animals, the blastopore becomes the mouth. In some animals, the blastopore becomes the anus. In animal where the blastopore becomes the mouth, now the second opening of the embryo becomes anus. If the first opening becomes the mouth, obviously the second opening becomes the anus. And if the first opening becomes the anus, now the second opening becomes the mouth. Second opening becomes the mouth, isn't it? Are you getting this? Or can you remember, can you learn it? In fact, rather than imagining the things, because it is difficult, embryonic developmental stages are extremely difficult to imagine. Can you learn this, that the first opening in the embryo, if it becomes the mouth, obviously the second opening becomes the anus. And if the first opening becomes the anus, obviously the second opening gonna becomes the mouth. Okay. Okay, I'll share this. Today only I will share it. If I forget by 9 p.m., you can just give me a call. If I don't share it by 9:15, 9 o'clock, you can give me a call and you can then tell me. Then pakka, I'll do that. If I forget, then I'm saying don't call me, otherwise don't call me, okay? Second opening becomes the, now, where the second opening becomes the mouth, they are known as deuterostomes. Deuterostomes. And where the first opening becomes the mouth, they are known as protostomes. Proto means first. Stoma means mouth. First mouth. Deuterostome. Deutero means second. Stoma means mouth. Always remember, stoma means mouth. Protostomes are where the first opening becomes the mouth, and now the second opening gonna becomes the anus. Deuterostomes are the one where the second opening becomes the anus, the first opening becomes the, the first opening becomes the anus, and the second opening becomes the mouth. Second opening becomes the mouth. First opening becomes the anus. Here, first opening mouth. Second opening becomes the anus. Now, this is also one of the ways of classifying. In some of the questions nowadays, these type of questions don't come, but sometimes these questions come. Which of the following is a protostome? Which of the following is a deuterostome? Or they may want to simplify the question, which of the following the first opening of the embryo became the mouth? Which of the following the first opening of the embryo became the anus? That's it. So I'm not emphasizing more over it. Otherwise, it can require a full class. Now here, that picture is there of a protostome and a deuterostome. A protostome and a deuterostome. In a protostome, you can see in the protostome, the first opening becomes the mouth, and the blastopore becomes the mouth. First opening becomes the mouth. Anus is the second opening. Okay. In a deuterostome, the blastopore becomes the anus. So obviously, mouth is the second opening. Just remember, stoma means mouth, deutero means second. In that way, you can easily understand how this answer is. Okay. So first opening means protostome, and second opening is deuterostome. Now, one more way you can classify. Some type of bodies you notice are this type, where they are the cell aggregates. There is no such plan in the body. There is no such organ in the body. It's just a cell aggregate. Now, this type of plan in the body is actually called a blind sac body plan. Blind sac. Now, the word blind, what does this word blind stand for? Anyone can tell me what is the word blind stand for? Blind. Now, one blind stands for the someone who cannot see. That is okay, one blind. But I am talking about the body plan or a cavity. What do you mean by a blind sac? What do you mean by a blind sac? What do you mean by a blind tube? What do you mean by blind tube? What do you mean by blind tube? What do you mean by blind sac? Anyone, come on. A bag with a function, sorry beta. A rough, no beta, no. Empty, sorry beta, no, not empty. Irregular or in order, no. Unorganized, sorry beta. Absent, blind tube is no tube. Come on, blind, thick. One-ended. Little you are coming. Unidirectional. Yes, you are saying that inside which cannot be seen. Now, how if you enter here, you don't see inside, which means that it is closed from the other end. If you enter into a tube and you become totally blind, that means there is no such opening at the back. It is the only opening, and inside you become blind. So this is how the terminology has been given. A blind tube or a blind sac means that it is closed on the other side. Closed on the other side. On the other side. Please understand that a blind tube or a blind sac means it is closed on the other side. Only one opening is there, the other opening is closed. The other side is closed. Single opening, only single opening. You can see there. In the second one, only one opening, it is a blind sac. You can see this one. Closed at one end, closed at one end. Blind means closed at one end. And this one, where you will find that this tube is there, but it has got two openings. So what plan we will say here? Here we will say it has got a tube within a tube body plan. A tube within a tube. Tube within a tube body plan. Body plan. Tube within a tube body plan. This one is a blind sac. Blind sac body plan. Blind sac body plan. And this one is simply a cell aggregate. Cell aggregate body plan. Body plan. Beta, what is bow plan? Bow plan. Something called bow plan. Bow plan is same as body plan. It can also be written as bow plan. B-A-U, bow plan. So it is not a wrong spelling. Tube within a tube body plan, which means that the body is designed in such a way that there is a tube and there is another tube outside. So this tube and there is a tube here. And just like in case of the, you have seen in case of the escarpments, roundworms. They have got two openings in the digestive tract. One is mouth, one is anus, an outer tube and an inner tube, tube within a tube. Now that tube may be straight or may be twisted, just like in the fish that you see. The body plan will be called the same, tube within a tube body plan. So there are three types of body plans: blind sac, tube within a tube, and cell aggregate body plan. Can anyone tell me which phyla has blind sac body plan? Can anyone tell me the phyla having blind sac body plans? Come on. It is my last question, then I'll leave you. Phyla having blind sac body plan. Blind sac. Nidaria, very good. Tinophora, wonderful, wonderful. And Platyhelminths, very good. I didn't expect. Answer is written on board. It is on board. Naughty boy, naughty boy, naughty boy, naughty boy. So we have a Hindi RJ. His name is Purab. He speaks such sometimes. He has got some special slangs like naughty boy. Any such thing happens, so he says naughty boy. Anyways, please post this PDF in the group. Yes, beta, this is only for you. Mujhe to yaad hai sara. I have remembered everything. It is only for you. So, can you tell me blind sac body plan, phylum having blind sac? Phylum having blind sac body plan. Oh, okay, sorry. Cell aggregate. Phylum having cell aggregate body plan. Break, just 1 minute. Phylum having cell aggregate body plan. Sponges, yes, class is over. Wonderful, class is over. God bless you, kids. I think because I'm enjoying being with you, probably you are also enjoying being with me. As I'm enjoying these classes, most probably you are also enjoying. Earlier, I was skeptical whether my language will be understood by people or not. But I think now after these 5 years, 6th year, sorry, 6th running year, I think that problem is not there with the children. Very few children do not have that interest in biology. Some children think that the biology is easy. Yes, it is easy. Who says it is difficult? But if something is easy, it is easy for all. Here we are not here to pass any examination. Here we are just to be little ahead of others so that we'll be in the top merit list and we get our colleges. That's it. All the best. Bye-bye. Take care. God bless.